morning, world. Beauty office with Joseph Skoda. Easy Skoda sometimes. Hey, anyways, I want to talk to you a little bit about competition. Competition. Let me take these things off. I love these glasses, but I can't always see that straight in them. And that's okay because sometimes my eyes are all crazy. You see my shirt? Ohio State Buckeyes. Now, I grew up in the great state of Ohio, spent about 18 years there before I joined the Air Force and got to see the world. Even though I live in California now, my roots are still back to Ohio and Ohio State. Now, I grew up in a town called Austintown, Ohio, outside of Youngstown, Ohio, and our models were the Falcons. So I've always been an Austintown Fitz Falcon, and very excited about that, very proud of that. And when I went through high school, and most, I wrestled for most of my childhood years. And of course, we all played football and baseball and all those other great sports. But our school, at least our high school, was always winning all the championships. Everything we ever got involved with, we were always number one. I can't say that today, but I can say back in the 80s, the mid 80s, early 1980s, we were always winning. And I wasn't always the winner, but at least our school was always the winner. And it was just a kind of a pride thing. When someone says, "Oh, we came in second," or "We never made the playoffs," or "Boy, maybe next year," I can never comprehend because we always won. That was fun. And when you're the top dog and kind of ribbing and jabbing at those guys that didn't win, didn't make it through the playoffs, you feel good about yourself. Well, let me tell you, this past year and the year before and the year before that, and hopefully that's the last time I have to say that, we've always played against Michigan State. Michigan State, the big blue state, and we're a red state, and no, it's not Democrat or Republican, but we were really proud of our colors and what we stood for. And it's good, but this last year, well, actually, since Michigan beat Ohio State, we didn't quite make it as the winning champion like we have, or the year before. So Michigan beat us, and I have a lot of Michigan friends, and kudos to you, but we'll get you next year. We'll get you next year. And that's part of the ribbing back and forth, and that's a lot of fun. Competition makes your heart beat like crazy, but it makes it a little healthier because you're using your mind, creativity, and I'll get you next year, or I challenge you because you can't beat me. Well, you all know that I was in the Air Force also. And I don't wear this hat very often, but it actually says for a retired Air Force, retired United States Air Force. I'm very proud of it. And even though I retired some years ago, and we still do the ribbon between the Marine Corps and the Navy and the Army, and really right now the Space Force as they kind of grew out of the Air Force. Very interesting times. And I still wear my not necessarily my service dress I did in the military. Quite frankly, it doesn't fit like it used to. But I do attend and I do lead, I do participate in a lot of veterans events. Now, it's not an Air Force event or Marine Corps event. It's usually a veterans event. So we all get involved. It'll be sponsored by the Marine Corps League or even the American Legion. But we're all veterans doing something fun. And we're still going to do that ribbing and jabbing and poking at one another. It's exciting. Now, I love bowling. I love football. I love wrestling. I don't love tennis. But in high school, I was undefeated on my tennis team. That was gym class, don't get me wrong, but still undefeated. And I don't even know what a love means today, let alone how to score the rest of those things. I don't know. But growing up, that friendly competition makes you fight a little harder, makes you stay in the game a little bit longer, makes you want to be part of the team. And today we see youth like my granddaughters in soccer, and I love her to death. I love watching her in soccer. My kids were in basketball, a little bit of football, and bowling. That's kind of what their forte is for the most part. And I ran track and did some other stuff, but it was fun. Now our parents back then they loved us playing outside. Maybe not outside till it got dark. It was raining and snowing. You had mud all over your clothes, but they loved that we were out doing stuff. And today at least in my own experience, most kids like 30 years old and younger are doing more indoor stuff, mostly on the game console. Yeah, that can improve your dexterity a little bit and have you use your mind and move a little bit quicker, maybe friendly competition with someone in the room or somewhere else in the world, thanks to the internet. But it's really fun to get out there, look someone in the eyes. Oh yeah, I'll get you next time. I'll get you next time, Michigan. Whatever that means. I happen to be also a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, even though I live in Ohio. But Pittsburgh was almost as close as Cleveland to me growing up, and our town went one way or the other. Now, just an hour ago, I competed in two speech contests. Most of you know I'm a Toastmaster, and I love the art of speaking. Sometimes I ramble on. Don't get me wrong. If you've been subscribed to our channel for any period of time, you'll catch me rambling on from time to time. I enjoy the art of competition when I'm speaking. Now, when I'm speaking and giving a presentation, it depends. And most of ours are 5 to 7 minutes. It's not that hard for me to do, but we're talking 10, 15, 20 minutes. You and I better have some meat, some real material to share. So keep people's interest. Anyways, we competed two contests for South County Presenters Toastmasters Club, which technically is in Arroyo Grande, California, where I started it 10 or 11 years ago. Today, thanks to Zoom Airlines and the pandemic a few years ago, we have international members from all around the world. And the president of that club right now is living in Singapore. Interesting. Now, there was competition to become president of this club. And in fact, I happen to be a president of a club in Singapore myself right now. So we kind of swapped there. But there's no competition, and we have to go out there and give a best case for voting for us. Show everyone that we have the goods and the experience and knowledge to make things bigger and better. And that's fun. There's competition. And it's important that we don't let anyone just walk into a position. Actually, next month we'll be voting for a new disabled American veteran, Chapter 82, Santa California. I've held that position for many years, and I'm moving on to other things, and I will still be there support in the background. But it's so important for people to step and say, I can do that. With your help, I can even make it better. And if you and I, well, we know we're the best. We already know we're the best, but it's important we let other people lead. It's important that we support others willing to step out of their comfort zones and, quite frankly, grow. Competition is all about growth. There are a few bumps and bruises along the way. It happens. See the red carpet behind me? Yeah, it's pretty exciting. I've done some red carpet events, especially with Social Media Shows Network. Marie and I and so many other co-hosts, we've emceed and participated, interviewing people on the red carpet many times. And that was something I never would have thought of 10 years ago or even wanted to try. Today, bring it on. Bring it on. Just something else to smile and ramble on about. Well, when you get to talk to people and hear their stories and how many people have struggled in their lives, maybe they have a handicap, a disability, maybe they were homeless and persevere through all that and do some great things. And most of these people, they're usually pretty humble and they giving thanks to people that helped them along the way. When I was homeless, I have two doctors. Well, one my doctor through the Veterans Administration, she told me Skoda, or she called me Mister Skoda. This is a doctor, Mister Skoda. Why are you in the dumps here? You're educated. You have your master's degree. uh, Go back to school, get a job, do something. And that got me thinking, get my mind going. Then I went back to school. I met another doctor, a professor of mine, and she says, Joe, or Joseph, I don't know what she says. She says, why are you here? You're in a community college, but you already have a master's degree. What are you doing? Go out there and do something with your life. You're better than this. And didn't realize that they didn't know each other that I know of anyways, but they don't know it, but they were competing for my attention. They didn't even know it. But because of them both telling me I could do it and you can do it better, and try this and try that. Later on, I eventually did go back to school and study psychology and so many other things like that. But it's so important to compete and that competition, that friendly spirit among us. So going back to that contest or contest that I competed in just an hour ago, South County Presenters Toastmasters Club, supposedly in Rio Grande, California, but like we said, it's international. We have members from everywhere, all walks of life. We had a humorous contest and we had an international contest. Now, every club around the world, every Toastmasters club around the world has an international speech contest because if you win the club level, in the area level, and the division level, and the district level, and the region level, you really can compete internationally for the world champion of public speaking. This year happens to be in Anaheim, California. Last year was the Bahamas. The year before that, Chicago and Paris and all these other places. But you can compete against the best of the best and really show your competitive spirit. And I've seen and I've known some world champion of public speakers. That's not me, but I won the international speech contest for my club, CP as we call it. And the international, and it was about leap year. I forgot the exact title I had because it's a leap year. And I talked about my struggles on February 29th, 2008, and how I overcame and how things got bigger and better. And it seemed like during a leap year. Well, that was a pretty exciting speech, and I'll be competing in the area contest in a couple of weeks. And that's going to be pretty exciting. But there are also three other contests that a lot of districts participate in. For instance, a table topics contest. Some people compete in a humorous contest, others an evaluation contest, and others. And this year also we have a Spanish speak and humorous contest. So there's all these other contests, and it's fun. Sometimes you get the same people competing because they're ready for the challenge, ready to give it all, really to lose one, hopefully win the other one. And those are all good times. And I love it. Our district, District 33 in California, we normally just have two contests. And this year we have the humorous contest and international. So all of our clubs have to compete. Those are only two we can compete in and kind of get credit towards. The other districts, like District 80 in Singapore, they do all the contests, and 75 in the Philippines, they do all the contests, and so many others do. And that's a long day. That's a long day. We usually just do the two. So I won the international contest, talking, like I said, a little bit about leap year and the struggles and challenges, but how every leap year things got just a little bit better for me. And I also competed in a humorous contest. Humorous contest. And my title was very interesting. Like, not everyone's trash is necessarily someone's treasure. You ever hear that? Right? Someone's trash is someone else's treasure or gift or whatever it is. And I gave a little twist to it. And I love it. Hopefully you can hear that someday. I'm not going to give it here, at least not today, but it's fun. So international, I'm serious about how things got better in the leap years. And shortly after, give a humor speech where I'm talking about trash with the humor to it. Now, those are friendly competition. Obviously, we have contestants competing against me, and some people think I'm the one to beat. Not necessarily. I just speak a lot more because of the different podcasts and different other events that I do, including red carpet and interviews. It's a lot of fun. But anyone can do that. Anyone can do what I'm doing right here, right now. This isn't hard. And if you go way back 4, 5, 6 months or 6, 7 years, you can see some of those earlier videos and nothing to be proud of. But if you could see the progression over those years, and thanks to Toastmasters, you're not going to hear me go, you know, that's not coming from me. It should never come from you either. And that's something we learn in Toastmasters. Minimize those filler words, we like call filler words. And that's another competition because in a lot of our meetings, if you're using the word or are, sometimes they'll hit a bell, bing, bing, gotta call you out during your speech. That's not exciting, but you learn and you grow. And I remember probably one of the first speeches I gave, I said at least a dozen times. And when I said like 8 times, months later, it's all right, you're making progression, you're doing better, only 8 ums. And now you might get 8 ums from me a year. It could happen. It's not going to happen here today. All of us needs to grow. All of us have to have that friendly sense of competition. All of us need something to strive for, something that challenges us. Even if you're an Ohio State Buckeye like me, or Austin Town Fitch Falcon like I am, and we may or may not win another championship for years to come, but it's the rivalry. It's not giving out your warlock. It's the challenge of someone young coming up behind. I'll move over, old man. I can do better than you. That kind of keeps you young and puts a little pep in your step and gives you energy and even courage to persevere and move on regardless of where you are in your life. We have a lot of champions. Like, think of Mike Tyson or Michael Jordan or Larry Bird, one of my favorites of all time. And they were in their generation, they were the best of the best at their particular sport. But as they age and got older and stepping back, younger people always want to challenge them. Can you imagine challenging Mike Tyson? No way. You clobber you, or even George Foreman. And obviously, George Foreman is much older than Mike, and there are some strong people coming up. And I'm big into wrestling, and there's some really great competition in that realm also. Well, the point is, find something you're excited about and go out there and learn and grow. Take the bumps, take the bruises, take the snubs, whatever you want to call it, because people are always going to push you as you reach toward the top of anything sport, personal speaking, your job, whatever it is. Someone's going to try to drag you down. Someone's going to try to uppercut you. Someone's going to go, slow down, old man. I'm going to take your job one day. And if you and I are doing life right, if you and I are doing life right, where we are constantly competing, where we are challenging not just the younger generation, but challenging ourselves, people will look up to us. First, they may challenge us. And I know this from experience. I've been challenging a lot of things over the years. But if I stay in the game, the same people that challenge me, whether they win, lose, or draw, usually or very often will ask me to mentor them, ask me to coach them, ask me to show them the tricks of the trade. And isn't that a better way to feel good, to build up our ego, is when someone asks us to help them become better? Yeah, that's kind of a big deal. In Toastmasters, normally when you're going up in stage in front of the lectern and you're getting up there, getting ready to give a speech, even if it's a improv or evaluation, we're taught and we're expected to clap. Clap as you're walking up, clap as you're sitting back at your seat. It's a little bit of an accolade that gets you going up and say, yeah, I can do this. How many times do people clap for you at work? People clap for you if you lose a boxing match. People clap for you for waking up and out of bed in the morning. I think that's what I like about this South County Presenters. We start at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. at least California time. And I think in the Philippines it's probably 11 o'clock p.m. But we started early in the morning so we would be energized first thing in the morning and then start our day, start our job, start our life. Find something you can do to recharge your life, start your life so you feel bigger and better than ever before. Yeah, I like to think I'm the boss and I know it all and I wear my mafia hat from time to time. So yeah, what you gonna do about it, sucker? But more importantly than that, more importantly than looking bewildered, ooh, is realizing that you're the captain, that you're the pirate of your own ship. You and I control, within reason. Am I putting the hat on right? I don't even know what's going on. You and I control within reason our destiny. God knows our destiny. But we can enjoy the journey along the way. And that's by challenging yourself. That's by getting the proper eyewear or headgear if necessary. That's more important than learning to be creative and accepting all challenges. Maybe you're our next YouTube professional MC podcaster. Maybe you're our next professional speaker. Maybe you're inspiring, motivating people from around the world. Maybe you're a rugby player, football player, track and field. Wherever you are, just be a good person and give thanks to help us along the way. Always give thanks, always give credit, always appreciate those and let them know that you appreciate them also. All right, how many Buckeye fans out there, right? We're all going to be Buckeye fans now. I encourage you to and learn about our history of how many championships we won and some of the challenges that we've had to go through. And even though we didn't win the championship this year, duh, we only lost one game, or was it two games? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. None of that really matters. We're going to kick your butt next year, Michigan, and anybody else that gets in our way. Well, that being said, I forgot to tell you, I won the international contest, and I also won the humorous one. Look for me up and coming. I may fall short in the area contest. Who knows? But I appreciate your support along the way, anyways. And I always get you next year. Thank you once again. You're in the office with G.I. Joe, State Buckeye fan Skoda. Have a great day, everyone. Adios. Woo-hoo. If you liked our show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or find us on any social media platform, Instagram, of course, Facebook. Like, subscribe, share. We appreciate it. Let us know your thoughts and join our team. Anyways, we appreciate you staying tuned week after week, day after day, because we continuously build up our network to bring to you what you're asking for. Have a great day.